I'm just waiting to see who's going to be able to join. I am so sorry I am late today, but my neighbors were walking their dogs and they were making all kinds of noise and it was just too much. So like one little piece of curl don't want to. Okay. Hopefully that's better looking. Hey, hey. I don't know, for some reason, like, I can't see that anybody's watching. So thank you guys so much for saying something because I didn't know. Thank you. I had to go put a couple little nasty curls in this hair because I had washed it and it was just that flat kind of, ugh. So I had to get it together. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. You guys, I don't know, it feels like maybe they're just kind of dying down, but these episodes have kind of been going boom, 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 boom. And I don't know if it's more so because I'm kind of like, the storylines are just unbelievable to the point where I'm just like, okay, what you gonna come up with next, Mona? I don't know, but that's really how I'm feeling right now. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into season 6, episode 7, Grapes of Wrath. Okay, so it starts out with Sierra and Carly meeting up, and Carly, of course, is like, me and Sierra been friends, and so we've been kicking it. So I figured it was some drama going down. I wanted to go ahead and see what was going on. So Carly tells Sierra that she's heard some stuff about what's going on, about what happened at Joseline's video shoot. And Sierra gives her the whole rundown and all the tea, okay? And Carly's in her confessional. She's like, I don't know how it is that I keep getting caught in everyone's cheating ways. I'm like, that's because you keep inserting yourself into people's business. Like, that's why you're always in the mix, because you keep inserting yourself into people's stuff. And I was like, okay, Carly, whatever. You think people just reaching out to you for no reason. No, boo-boo, this is all about a storyline, okay? So then Carly suggests to Sierra that she should talk to Moriah. She's like, you need to have a conversation, and the best way to have this conversation is for you to be nice if you really want to get these answers. Sierra like, okay. I'm like, you taking advice from Carly Red, but hey, whatever. If that's what makes you happy. So the next thing is Waka and Charlie, and it was just a really cute father-daughter scene. Him trying to get his family back together. He's asking Charlie, like, what should I do for your mom to make her feel better, to help her to come, let me come back in. And Charlie's like, oh, well, I think you should take her to a restaurant. I thought that was cute. She was trying to show like her personality and stuff. That was really cute to me. And she suggests going to Paris. He's like, well, I done took her to Paris and we'll be out all day. Everything's all cool. And then we get back and she's like cold as ice. She's an ice queen. And I was like, okay, good for you, Tammy. That's what you're supposed to do, okay? So he just says that he needs Charlie to kind of put a little bug in her mama ear and say, hey, Daddy wants to come home. Can Daddy come home? I really want to see Daddy. I want to spend time with Daddy. Like, he plotting, like, real hard. When it gets to plotting with the kids, you super plotting, okay? So the next thing is Tommie and Karen, a.k.a. KK. I'm going to still call her Karen because that's a grown grandma, okay? She needs to be called Karen. So Tommie has her own wine line that she's trying to launch, and she's excited about it. She's like, I'm going to turn my drinking problem into making some coins, basically, is what she's saying. So Karen comes in. She tells Tommie that basically this is nice, but you have a drinking problem. How you going to do a wine line and you have a drinking problem? And Tommie gets all in her feelings. She's like, I don't have a drinking problem. She was like, if I had a drinking problem, I wouldn't be able to get my kids off to school every morning. I wouldn't be able to braid their hair. I was like, oh, okay. So she must have never heard of the term functional drunk because there's a lot of functional drunks. There's a lot of people who can function and be an alcoholic, functional alcoholic. And the fact that everyone, like, as the episode was going on, everybody was talking about how bad Tommie drinks and how much when she drinks, how her attitudes and all of that stuff gets just thrown out the window. So clearly it's a problem. She just doesn't realize she has one. And her excuse for why she doesn't didn't even make sense. But she gets upset with KK and she tells her, hey, I just thought you would be supportive of me, but you're really not. Karen was like, I keep wanting to call her Karen. Okay, I'm trying to get it together. KK, just for the sake of the storyline, she is basically like, hey, even though I don't agree with this, I'm still going to support you. So then we have Waka and Deb basically gives Waka some real mama advice, like, yo, you messed up. And Tammie is doing right by not letting you back in because you're a repeat offender. The things you've been doing have been going on for time after time after time, and she's tired. She's tired of dealing with your crap. And she tells him basically, you need to grow up. And he sits there, he's like, yeah, I need to grow up, Mom. I'm like, you think so? So then we have Stevie J and Joseline, okay? And Stevie says, things didn't really go well in court. And I was like, well, I was wondering last week why they were back in court, seeming that he went and took the paternity test, what was going on. So apparently what happened is when all of the drama was going on with Mimi and Joseline and Stevie and the whole, just that whole big old ordeal that went on, Stevie went ahead and filed a countersuit against Joseline, saying that if the baby was his, then he would want full custody, as well as for Joseline to be drug tested because of her previous history with drugs. So that was the reason why they were actually in court that day. So Stevie filed for custody or whatever, and Joseline was all upset. She was like, I didn't know that Stevie was going to do this to me. She was like, I know he filed the papers before, we got cool again. But, he could have just told the judge that he made up all these lies and we good now, so we could just dismiss it. I'm like, boo, it just don't work like that. Like, he would get in more trouble if he would have dismissed the case, because then it would have seemed like he was lying to the courts and it would have been a whole nother ordeal going on. So it was best that they just kept going the way they were going and kept going through the whole little trial or whatever. And I agree with Stevie. He still needed to make sure that, he took care of his business, because I don't know about y'all. Joseline just don't seem like the most stable person to me, but hey, I've seen worse. So next we have Jock, Tommie, and Jessica Dime. They all are sitting at Jock's little listening party / concert, I guess you could call it. And they're there, and it's like this music going on, which I was actually proud that he was having some music. And the song is called Moving and Grooving. And you guys should go listen to it because it actually is on YouTube now. I had never heard it prior to, but maybe it's in an Atlanta thing. I don't know. So Jessica asked about Jock's and Tommie's status. Like, what y'all doing? Because y'all know Carly my girl, and I feel like I need to say something if y'all are doing more than just, being friends. And they both say, we just kicking it. And they both agree. Why does Carly need to know? Jock is like, Carly doesn't need to know because I already got enough drama going on with Tommie and Treasure. And Tommie's looking like, what you talking about? And he was like, I heard about what happened. She was like, well, how did you hear that? She was like, so Jock tells him, well, Treasure works for me. She's she shadows me. It was like, she's shadowing you. What's she shadowing you for? That's the kind of look that everybody was giving him, but I just thought that was so funny. But anyways, he just tells him that she works at the radio station with them. And then Tommie goes on and tells her a really brief story about her making a fruit salad. I thought that was cute that she made a fruit salad and threw at her, and then that's really how it happened. I was like, okay, Tommie, you made that sound real cute, but you was picking with that girl. You came there to fight. And then Tommie tells them about her wine and how she wants to invite them out for her wine tasting party just to kind of launch it off. So then we have Sierra and Moriah, okay? They are meeting up at a restaurant. Sierra's in the confessional. She was like, my man and Moriah was sleeping together, and I'm here to tell them that it's not okay. I have no idea what she was saying because I couldn't get over how bad her reading was. Like, exactly how I was just looking was exactly how she was talking. I'm like, baby, you can't read a cue card? Come on, baby. Come, try harder. Try harder, Sierra. I'm going to need them to help. Give her something in her ear or something. Something. Okay, so Sierra tells us that Moriah has been blowing her phone up all week. I'm like, I wonder what Moriah really got to say, or if she even was hitting her phone up all week. We don't really know. But Sierra does ask if she understands what married means. And so in the confessional, Moriah goes, I understand what marriage means, but I mean, it ain't just my fault. It's Shooter's fault too. I was like, oh my gosh, you dumb broad. But that's okay. So Sierra asks her, well, you know, how did this happen? Moriah tells the story once again about the whole, they left the book launch and he went back to the house, and on the way back home, he was groping her. I was like, he was groping you, okay. I don't remember hearing that in the other part of the story, but okay. He was groping her on the way home. She was lit too, so it just went down like that once they got to the house. I was like, okay, sure. So Sierra was like, she loved to tell somebody that they lying. She was like, you're lying. And Moriah was like, I don't have no reason to lie. She was like, you're lying because you look like a 13-year-old little boy. And that was pretty much how the word started and the purses got to throwing, okay? Moriah went back and forth talking about she didn't matter and this and that. Next thing you knew, child, Sierra done hauled this big purse. I don't know what kind of purse that was, but I felt like she may have had a brick or something in this purse because it was so heavy. How I felt like it was heavy. How she picked it up and then she swung it. And I don't know if they went in slow motion on purpose or not, but it looked like they was in slow motion or just the purse was just that damn heavy that when she swung it, it just took a lot out of her. And it went across the table and almost hit Moriah. Of course, it wasn't going to hit Moriah. By this time, security is up there. And then we see Moriah smiling. And this is the part that I hate. Like, I felt like Sierra was really trying to act out this part, like really, really good. And then Moriah messed it up once again by smiling and laughing. But then some people say, you know, when they get upset, they start smiling and they laugh and all that stuff. But I don't know, her face just didn't give me that genuine, I'm upset face and I don't know what to do besides laugh. It wasn't giving me any of that. It was giving me my acting is just that bad. So they end up exchanging more words and Moriah's like, that's okay. If I don't get your money, I'm going to get your man's money. I was like, okay. You're just not making yourself look any better. Like, you're just looking really, really dumb. Just dumb, okay? And she also, the last thing I thought that was real funny, and I don't know why this stuck out to me, she was like, I've been stacking the money anyway. I'm like, well, baby, if you've been stacking the money anyhow, then tell me, just asking questions, then tell me why you need a shooter to sign, co-sign or invest in your little nightclub restaurant if you've been stacking said money. And if you got all these other men, all these other sources of income, then you shouldn't even be worried about shooter. You shouldn't even be getting in a fight. You should be like, okay, then that's cool. Thank you very much, Miss Sierra, and go on about your business. But clearly, you're pressed for a storyline. So now we have Tommie and Charlie, and I will tell you guys, I loved this scene because it was so real and so genuine. The advice that Tommie gave to Charlie in this moment was such a mom moment. It was like that first real moment of love and hip hop where she tells her daughter, like, basically, if he's not treating you like a princess anymore, then cut him out. Like, don't deal with him. And for me to watch that on TV and the fact that they don't display any of that on Love and Hip Hop, it's like, okay, well, if he don't treat you like a princess, keep going back to him. Keep talking to him, keep doing whatever just to stay on TV. But the fact that Tommie made this decision, I feel like she did it more so not for another storyline. This makes me feel like she's doing it for her daughter, to show her daughter that she doesn't have to take any kind of mess from anybody. And that's one of the things I hope that the girls or any young girls that were watching this took away from that you don't have to be someone's footstool and just get stepped all over in the midst of everything. Like, you can bounce too, okay? If he was treated like a princess anymore, you can bounce, okay? Next we have Joseline and Stevie and the dun-dun-dun paternity test. The moment we've all been waiting for to find out whether or not Stevie J is the father. All right. The results are in. In the case of not yet born, little Bella E. Bella, Stevie J, you are the father. I was like, oh, this is one of the moments that somebody should have been running around Maury. And you know how they be running backstage and they so distraught or whatever. That was one of them moments, I felt like. But we find out Stevie is the father. Joseline was already sure that he was the father, but just wanted to prove it to everyone. One thing that she did say was that even though he's the father now, because of all the drama that he's taking her through, all she wants him to do is to cut her a check and then be out the baby life. I'm like, so you mean to tell me you did all of this just for you to say, okay, you don't want him in the child's life, so you just want to check? Oh, okay. I'm not buying it, but neither here nor there, not my business. Congratulations, Stevie and Joseline, on your mutual baby together, which we already knew about. They gotta do better at keeping stuff off the blogs, though, because we be finding out all the tea before the show come on. All right, so now this is like basically the rest of the show. It's all centered around Tommie and the Ladon party. She's named her wine Ladon, and she's having a launch party. First thing we see is Rashida walk in, and everybody like, what? Rashida here? Can't believe Rashida here. Ooh, Rashida here. I can't believe she came out of hiding. And Rashida's like, yeah, I done came out of hiding. I'm just here to have a good time. I'm not here to worry about all the other stuff that's going on. Good vibes only. That's basically what Rashida was saying. Don't come for me. I got my own stuff going on, and I just came here to have a good time, okay? So then we see Kara walking in, and she's all excited to see Tommie. She's like, you know, even though I don't believe in what she's doing, or is it that she doesn't believe in it? Like, she just doesn't think it's a great idea. She still supports Tommie in her venture to be a businesswoman. So she picks up the phone and she's like, I got a surprise for you. And of course, it's no other than Scrap on the phone. I'm still trying to figure out why it said Will on the caller ID, but you know, hey, that's neither here nor there. And he tells her, like, hey, I'm proud of you for everything that you've done. And she was like, I haven't talked to him in this many months or whatever, but, you know, it's all good and it's nothing but love. I love him. Okay, so then lovely Mimi walks in, and y'all, she looks like straight trash. Like, I'm like, where is you going? Oh, no, baby, where's you going, baby? She just looked a hot mess. Like, ma'am, put on some real clothes. Like, I'm okay with the little colored wig if that's what she wants to do, but now, like, the thottiness, this ain't even thottiness, this is trashiness level of her clothing has just went completely out the window, and I am not here for it. But Tommie introduces her to the group because everyone, as soon as she walked in, they was like, okay, who was this? So Tommie tells her, you know, hey, she does all the nails and stuff. She's just started the shop, blah, 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 get to know her. Okay, so as they're sitting down at the table, lovely Mimi brings up the fact that she hasn't seen Dime since Dime attended Joseline's video shoot. And it was like everybody at the table did a skrrr. Like, they just paused and was like, you did what? You went where? With who? Like, why? So you could immediately tell that there was tension in the room, and I picked up on it. Apparently, Tammy picked up on it too. So as Dime is trying to explain herself, Tammy goes, oh, so she does your nails talking to Dime. And Dime got upset. Dime was like, oh, no, she didn't just cut me off. You know, she not finna interrupt me when I got something to say. Well, come to find out, there's an underlying issue with Tammy and Dime anyways, because apparently in one of the posts on Instagram, I'm rolling all of my eyes right now. On a post on Instagram, Tammy says, oh, well, if you're over 30, you shouldn't be wearing colored hair. And apparently it sparked a nerve with Jessica Dime, and they got into it. And so, well, I won't even say they got into it, because you could tell that Tammy forgot all about it, or it didn't bother her. She was not bothered by it, but apparently it bothered Jessica Dime. Yeah, so they were just sitting there like going back and forth because Don wasn't appreciative of her trying to get interrupted. It was just like, it was kind of forced to me because I didn't understand like what the real issue was until after they explained it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's why she's mad. And Tammy's like, I ain't no bitch though. You know, I'm gonna stand up for mine. And of course we know Jessica Don don't take no crap either. So they get to standing up. And something was said. Next thing I know, Tammy then tried to throw a drink at Jessica Don, and it just didn't go anywhere. Of course, here comes security, stopping the whole thing, make sure don't nobody fight, blah, blah, blah. And then they get everything kind of calmed down. They're sitting down at the table. And as they're sitting down at the table, Jessica's still like, she's like, I'm cool. And here go Tommie. Oh, you cool? You can leave then. I was like, what she gotta leave for? Same thing. Jessica was like, well, what I'm leaving for? And she was like, because, and just threw a wine glass. I'm like, what? She was like, you bringing all this mess to my party. This supposed to be about me. And you done brought this petty stuff to my party. I was like, oh my gosh. I thought that Tommie was doing better, but it's clear to see with 13% alcohol in a wine. I don't know if I said that before, but her wine has 13% alcohol. And to anyone who drinks wine, the normal alcoholic intake is about 3%. Sometimes you can come across a 6% alcohol one, and those are nice. But 13%, that's a whole lot of look in a wine, okay? So I'm just trying to let you know they probably was already a little tipsy if they had been drinking that wine like they said they had been. But yeah, so Tommie's offended by Jessica Don making a scene, and we come to find out that Tommie feels like she is an informant. I was like, how you gonna say she an informant? She's an informant for Joseline. Like, she was like, it was cool when I was using you, but now that you trying to come in here and take this information back and take it back to Joseline, now it's not cool. I was like, how you know she taking it back to Joseline? She just didn't feel no type of way about it. Yeah, we made up because I'm a grown woman, and that's what you're supposed to do. And I thought that's what we were all on, was all about getting back right and mending fences or whatever. But that wasn't the case. So anyways, Jessica gets escorted out of the party. And then lovely Mimi's just sitting there. She was like, I ain't know all this was going to happen. Just for me saying something, I had no idea. These bitches is crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so animated. It's ridiculous. Like, it's like listening to Cardi B, but like Cardi B on steroids. And it was just too much. So lovely Mimi begins to once again tell her story, how she didn't know what was going on, and she just keeps talking. And of course, then she mentions that Melissa was actually a part of the whole ordeal with Dime and Joseline making amends, and that sparked Mimi's ears. And Mimi's like, so, you know, Melissa, she's always in between stuff. I'm like, Mimi, what you upset for? You just need a storyline or something. You just need something to say. Because you already knew that Melissa and Joseline were friends. You knew this. So I don't understand why it's bothering you that Melissa was trying to make amends with the people that Joseline had messed over before. Like, be the bigger woman and just let that part of it go. Now, I'm not telling you to forgive Joseline, but as far as Melissa goes, just let that just die down or whatever, because you already knew they were friends. So basically, they're still talking about it, and then all of a sudden, somebody walks in, okay? And that somebody is Tommie's mom. Now, we haven't seen Tommie's mom since she actually, they had gotten into that argument back at the house. She called her a bitch, said she wasn't shit, wasn't gonna be shit. And her mom said deuces. So that's how the show ended, and here's what's coming up next week. Okay, next week episode is Tommie cries for her mother. Kirk loves Rashida, but Cena tells Carly about Tommie and Jock. Carly confronts Dime about Tommie and Jock, and then Tommie and Jock get caught up by Carly. So basically, we got a whole lot of drama with Carly and young Jock and just all of that mess. So what did you guys think about this episode? I felt like it was just a lot of pettiness and trying to create or just unnecessary tension. Or I'm just going to say they were just a little bit tipsy, and things that shouldn't have got to them a little bit deeper than what it should have. So I'm gonna go to the comment section. Let's see. Sierra pulled a K.Michelle when she came across the table. She sure did. Ooh, she's shaking the table. That's my jump right there. Sandra says, yeah, straight trash. Mimi was looking like straight trash. And Amber said, I wish I could see these comments. Amber said, lovely Mimi was looking like a Care Bear. Oh my goodness. She did look like a Care Bear though. Like you could just picture her stomach and it would probably like light up or something. That's what it looked like to me. But yeah, I'm not sure about this whole like jock situation. I don't know. I'm here for it just because it's messy. You know, I like a little messy ratchetness in my life. But I just feel like this episode they could have did without maybe. I mean, it was centered around Tommie, but it didn't give us what we thought it was gonna give us. I didn't get any life from it, but hey, you know, we learn something new every day. So I'm just looking in the comments, just seeing what's going on. All right, you guys. So I am going to be working on my Real Housewives of Atlanta review. I tried to do it last night, and I think I was just more so defeated by the fact that they did exactly what I said was going to happen. Episode 1 and episode 4 are going to be trash. Episode 2 and 3 are going to be the actual shows that are going to give us some tea. But I felt like I wasted almost an hour of my life watching that show. And I was kind of a little disheartened by the stuff that was going on in Cleveland. Just because I was like, wow, that could be that's somebody's grandfather. That could have been my granddad. That could have been my dad, actually. That happened to. So I was a little down about that. And then watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I tried it, but I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and still try to put something together, I think. But it just wasn't a whole lot that we didn't already know from the show. Like, they didn't give me anything. So, and then tomorrow I'll be doing my review of Pretty Little Liars. I don't know if you guys watch that, but if you do, then you're going to want to stay tuned because I'll be reviewing that show as well on Tuesday since this is the last season. Thank you guys so much for joining me once again for our Monday Night Live after show, after Love and Hip Hop. And I will catch you guys in my next one. KK, bye.